Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Tuesday, the 29th of November 2022. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Universal Tarot for today's reading. While I'm out here, this is the deck that I'm using in my personal readings. So I want to show you the cards again. I really like this deck. And the reason I like it is the faces have a very particular style to them. They seem very kind of impersonal almost. And to me, that kind of makes me feel like I'm at a distance a little bit, and I'm getting the message that look at the information, read the symbols, and I really like that. They look like they're present, but they're a little bit removed. There's something interesting to that. Okay, so let's see what these cards have to say about Tuesday the 29th and what energy you'll be working with. First card is the King of Pentacles. Okay, so we've got the boss here. Then we've got the World in reverse. Okay, so these two cards to me says that there's someone in your life who's in a position of power, or you've kind of put in a position of power. It's almost like putting someone on a pedestal and giving them more powers than they actually have. And that it seems like you need something from this person in order to turn your life around, quite literally, with this card being in reverse. I don't agree with that, and I think that's the message of the cards. I think the cards are saying here that, and I feel the cards are saying that don't give your power away to anyone. There's no one on this planet who you need to turn your life around. You can do that all by yourself, and in fact, you're not by yourself, because this card, whether it's upright or in reverse, she's covered in this purple sash, and purple is the connection of spirituality, and whether you feel like your life is in control or not, you are never on your own. You've always got that connection to source, and if you ask that energy, that loving power to help you turn your life around, if that's what you want to do, you can do it. You don't need anyone external to you to help you with that. Of course, we all need certain help when we're doing something. Like if you're registering paperwork, you have to get it, notarized or whatever it may be. But if we're going to a base level of me as a spiritual being having a human experience, I need another person to survive or to have a good life. That I feel is faulty, because then you're giving too much power to another person, and I don't feel anyone could provide that anyway. So okay. So to me, the cards are talking about this whole process of assigning certain qualities to another person that they don't actually have, or to give someone magical powers or unlimited resources and kind of blowing it out of proportion in your own mind, so that you feel then like you have less and you need more support. So I feel what the cards are saying is the first thing to do is to check in with yourself on this day, to remember that you're the boss, that you're in charge of all the elements, air, fire, earth, water. And by starting out on that level, I am the person in charge and in control here. You're going to avoid a lot of problems on this day. Now, what's also interesting is the Two of Cups here. Okay, so the Two of Cups, I think, appeared recently, and it seems to be a bit of a theme. The Two of Cups is a really magical, healing, life-changing relationship that isn't meant to last forever. It's the kind of relationship that comes into your life at a particular time for a reason. And what's the saying? A reason, a season, and a something else. So it's either you're learning lessons from each other, or you're healing each other with the caduceus, you're strengthening each other, or doing the opposite, you're becoming codependent on each other, because this is kind of like a bit of a diabolical face here. Then we've got the wings. So it could also be that you teach each other about really how much talent and amazingness is hidden within you, and they kind of mirror it for the first time, and you learn about yourself and you see how much choice you truly have. And I mean, that's priceless. So just because a relationship doesn't last 50 years doesn't mean it's not valuable. And that's what the Two of Cups refers to. Now here we've got you kind of giving your power away potentially to someone who you remember as being much bigger than they actually are, as in bigger, more important, more influential, more powerful. And this card, the faulty view that a relationship can turn your life around, temporary or permanent or otherwise. So the message of this spread to me is don't give your power away to anyone on this day. And the cards are really warning against that. So there's the potential for someone to come along and they seem to be okay, someone comes along and it's like, oh my God, this is like the solution to all my problems. This is like my dreams come true. This person is everything I ever wanted. If you get that vibe, watch out. It's a situation where you're then giving your power away and it actually isn't useful. It may appear that way, but it isn't. And then also, if, this entire project rests on whether the boss approves it or not, don't get into that zone. I know that's hard to say because if you are working in one company, you have one employer, and you've got an amazing idea, you take it to the employer, it is yes or no from the boss, whether the thing's going to go ahead or not. But what the cards are saying is, fine, you're an employee, but that doesn't mean you don't have any other options. You can then take this idea and do it on your own, or you could go outside of your existing business and take it to other people who may be interested. Don't let that stop you. So really, the cards are saying, as far as I feel, to do this, to turn these people around and to not give your power away, not rely on them because now they're no longer that significant and in your life. And by doing that, you restore your own power and you get yourself back in the position that you ought to be as such. So that's the big thing about the day. If something seems just so perfect that you kind of smell a rat, then there may be one there. So pay attention to that. And second of all, don't be willing to trade in your power or your freedom or your control, which is a bit of a loaded word, but I mean it in the sense of I feel able to do what I want. I feel able to manifest the things that are important to me. I feel able to manage my life and to create the circumstances that are authentic and true to me, basically. And that's the way to operate on this day, according to the cards, not the other way around. You give me your stamp of approval. You love me so I feel better. No, those are dead ends on this day, according to this spread. And it's much more important to focus on yourself, but in essence, to remember who you are. Because that's what I think has got a bit fuzzy, which got you looking at these people like that to begin with. Yeah, I mean, in my experience, I've done that. I've kind of put people up on a pedestal only when I felt like something was missing. So the answer via the cards is to find that solution on your own. Interesting. Okay, number-wise, we've got 1, and 21 is 22. And then we've got another 2, which is 2, 2, 2 to begin with. So relationships are going to appear in your life. And I would exercise caution with that. But then 22 and 2 is 24. 2 and 4 is 6, and 6 is a temporary opportunity. So by not letting yourself be distracted by, I need this person to allow me to do something, or even the demands of other people, if you want me, to go out with you this afternoon, then you have to spend the whole morning helping me with this. No deals like that. No. So if you avoid that, that's the opportunity to not fall into that trap. And that will present an unbelievable opportunity to realize yourself and to get to know yourself even better. I said remember yourself earlier, but it could be to see yourself as you truly are for the first time. And the world is the last card in the major arcana. It's like, bing, I get it. I know what this whole journey has meant. I know who I am, fundamentally, equivocally, everything. Yeah. So if you have what I'm saying, and feel free to disagree, but I think it's a much better option to spend the day doing your own thing, contemplating what's important and taking action around that, than it is to go to a big networking event or, I don't know, like a party. Yeah, so I'm telling you to be a hermit crab, to isolate yourself. No, I'm not. Obviously, you can do both. If you're working, no problem. If you get to spend the day by yourself, no problem whatsoever. It really doesn't depend on that. What's important is that you don't give your power away. And if you are spending time by yourself, it's just a lot easier to manage that because there's no one to give the power to. Okay, so that's the opportunity of the day to really get a great understanding of yourself. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, scroll down a little bit until you get to a button that says book your reading. Click on that to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, and numerology, and I combine all three. So if you have any questions about your relationships, life purpose, work, self-realization, anything at all, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.